There we go. All right, so if you want to play your own relaxing music, that is a great option, since when class starts, you will have your audios on mute. You won't distract anybody else. It can be your music of your choice. You can also follow on Spotify. We're going to have a couple different playlist options. So if you want to play a playlist while we're going on, let's see. All right, 8 o'clock exactly. All righty, so I've got one more coming in, I think. So we will go ahead and start. So go ahead and have your strap handy. Doesn't need to be right next to you quite yet. Good morning, Mia, welcome. All righty. So before we start, since it's a little bit different because we have a smaller class this morning, I wanted to ask for some requests. So if you wanted to turn your mute button off and give me any requests, any body parts that just need a little bit of extra attention, feel free now.
Hips, please.
Hips, please. All right. Will do. And if some of you are thinking, I want everything from like right about here to like right about here and everywhere in between, that's okay. We're going to do a whole body as well. All right. Well, we will go ahead and get started. We're going to spend a lot of time actually on our mats. So I was joking with one of our students, with Mia, the other day, that I call this headless yoga sometimes when we do it on Zoom, because we can see each other right now, and then as soon as we stand up, we're stretching with no heads. If you do want to adjust your camera, you're welcome to, or you're welcome to be headless. That's fine with me. I don't need to see your head while we're practicing in a standing position. All right, we're going to go ahead and take our backs to our mats, stretch out nice and long. We're going to let our hands go overhead. Remember, have your strap within reach while you're laying down. We're going to do a couple ankle circles, left and right with the ankles. Popping and cracking is completely acceptable as long as it feels good. And then we're going to stretch our fingertips and our toes as far away from each other as we can. Plenty of space for your ribs to expand. Take inhales through your nose. And as you exhale, we're going to kind of like you're doing snow angels. Snow angel your arms down by your side. And as you snow angel down by your side, you're going to check in from head to toe, starting off in that restful relaxation pose. So of course your eyes can be open or closed. There's no scrunching of your eyebrows, nice softness right there. Jaw is loose as well. Teeth are not touching. And then if you find that your tongue is placed at the roof of your mouth with a little bit of a suction, I want you to release your tongue from the roof of your mouth. That breath of de-stress in through the nose and out through the mouth. Nice and slow. We're going to walk our shoulders down and away from our ears, allowing your palms to rest up towards the ceiling, or if you're outside, the sky. And then just let your fingers curl in naturally. Belly expands wide with every inhale. Exhale, letting it fall out. Knees gently fall open. And your ankles gently fall open. Continuing with that slow breath in through the nose. As if you're trying to fog up a mirror, just let your exhale come out. It's a perfect time in your week to just reset the middle of your week. That's actually why I love teaching. I've been teaching Monday mornings at 8 a.m. for over 2 years, and it's just such a good time to reset, to refresh. Rest is so important. We are much better at everything when we rest. We're better friends, neighbors, employers, employees, partners, parents, when we rest. One more breath in and out. Good. I'm going to go ahead and draw our knees into our chest. We're going to get a nice deep rock left and right. Go as far over to each side as feels good. Slow and controlled. Good. We're going to plant our feet behind our hips. Make sure that your feet are hip width apart, not too wide, not too close to each other. Good. We're going to plant our hands down, palms down, and we're setting up for our bridge pose. So we're going to tuck our tailbone up first, then the next vertebrae, and the next vertebrae peels up. And when you get up to your bridge pose, it doesn't need to be a huge back bend. As you can see, I'm just a couple inches off the ground. If you do want to go a little bit higher, you would ground your heels into the mat and just lift your pelvis a little bit higher. One more breath. When you're ready to descend, one vertebrae at a time, tailbone's the last to touch down. Good. And when you're ready, go ahead and slowly peel up again. Inhale when you come up. Maybe stay up for one breath, maybe stay up for two. Whenever you're ready to descend, do that on your exhale. Good. We're going to draw our knees back into our chest to counteract that back bend we just got. Turning this into our happy baby. Knees are bent, feet are flexed, holding on either the outsides of your shins, or maybe you're feeling a little stretchier this morning, outsides of your arches. And then we have that optional roll again, rocking your baby side to side, opening up your hips, your legs. This can even be a really nice shoulder stretch. A couple more rocks, keeping that breath nice and slow. Bringing our happy baby into a butterfly. Taking our butterfly pose, heels touch, soles of the feet touch. And breathe. One more breath in and out. Good. We're going to go ahead and grab our strap or whatever you're using for your strap. We're going to lasso our feet. And then using your strap, we're going to use this as kind of a steering mechanism. We're going to steer one knee away and then one knee towards us, switching. Now this might be a perfect opportunity for you to kind of check in with your body, do a little bit of a body scan. If one side feels so good, you just want to stay there, go ahead, stay there. Linger there for a breath, maybe two. And breathe. We're going to take our butterfly, and again, using our strap as a steering mechanism, we're going to steer our butterfly down to the carpet, all the way down. Good. You can just leave the straps laying on your lap. Good. We're going to do a nice gentle neck stretch. So keeping your hands wherever is comfortable for them. I prefer palms up in this position. We're going to look over towards our right. So bring your right ear either close to or touching your mat. Just gentle neck stretch. Don't force anything over. And breathe. Then we're going to bring our gaze back up towards the ceiling or the sky and roll over towards your left ear. And let everything relax from your head, your neck, your shoulders, all the way down to your toes. One more breath. Coming back to center. Good. We're going to grab our straps, lift your butterfly up. Need to get any kinks out, you can do that little rotation left and right. Good. And then we're going to raise into a waterfall pose. So our legs are straight, knees are straight, feet are flexed. And I know it's first thing in the morning, so if you're feeling tight, that's okay. We want you to find your own personal edge. Everyone's is different. So what I want you to do, I want you to make sure that you back away far enough to get that straight knee. If you're in the position and your knees have bent, you've lost your hamstring stretch, which is right here. That's what we want to focus on. All right, so straight knees, flex feet, finding your edge. Remember, you've gone past your edge if your knees are bent. And we'll just breathe here. We're about halfway through, which is always a good time to try to deepen a little bit. For me, I'm going to draw my legs a little bit closer, still maintaining my straight knees. Good. We're going to do a little bit of a toe stretch. So I want you to splay your toes wide, very wide with your toes. Take a nice breath. As you exhale, relax your toes. We'll do that one more time. Spread our toes wide from one another. And relax our toes. Good. We're going to release our right leg out of the strap, and your right leg goes nice and long and still very strong onto your mat, nice and straight and strong. It's going to become your foundation piece in just a moment. Then we're going to take both ends of our strap and slide your hand as high up as you can with your left hand, and you can release your right hand out of the strap. Good. Big inhale. Exhale, opening the strap to the left as much as your space will allow, and breathe. Good. 2 more breaths. Good. We're going to keep your hand back onto the strap, lifting your leg to center, letting your right hand take a hold. Slide high up your strap with the right, and then we're going to let our leg cross over our body. Good. Now your left hand is behind you. You can turn your head towards the left, gentle spinal twist. One last breath in and out. Good. Rising your heel back up towards the center. I want you to find your edge with just this left leg. Now, usually in my experience, I found more of the lateral left and right stretches. Your edge tends to be able to open up a little bit in the center. Maybe not too much. Maybe it doesn't look any different to the outside, but you feel less strained, I guess is the word to use. Something that feels weird, new, or different, we're going to breathe through those feelings. Any sensations that go past the weird or the new or the different and goes into pain, we're going to back away. All right, we're going to let the right leg join in with the left for just a moment. And I know this feels very unbalanced. One breath here. Good. Let's release the left leg out. It's going to become our nice, strong, flexed foot foundation. And we're going to take both ends of our strap and slide up with your right hand. And we're going to open up to the right. And breathe. One last breath in and out. Good. Let's lift up. Take a hold with your left hand, crossing over, and let your right hand be extended out and glance over towards your right hand. And breathe. Two more breaths. Raising your leg back up to the center. Find your edge with your right leg. Slide your hands as high up the strap as you can, keeping that straight knee, flexed foot, and breathe. All right, we're going to let our left leg join in, feeling much more balanced and even now, I hope. Flexed feet, straight knees. Coming back into butterfly where we started. Good. One more breath. All right, releasing the strap. Just kind of jumble it up somewhere behind you, still within reach. And we're going to take ourself into a ball position, kind of do a little side to side roll. Maybe circles. Some people really like to feel the circles on their back, giving them a massage. Smaller circles, you're going to get more of your lumbar spine. Your mid-back is going to be if you get a little bit of a bigger circle. Kidneys also, if you get a bigger circle, you'll be massaging more of your kidney area. So whatever you need this morning. All right, we're going to get a little bit of momentum. We're going to roll up in our ball, but not touch your feet. So we lift our head and shoulders up first. Get some momentum and roll. And don't touch. Good, straighten your spine. So we're going to roll back a couple more times. Roll back with control. Roll up, don't touch your feet. Straighten your spine. We're going to do 4 more, and you have an option to keep your hands on your legs, or you can let go if you want. A little more control needed when you do hands free. Straighten your spine when you come up. Good. Roll on back. 3 more. And it's really at your own pace. You don't have to be exactly on pace with me. Maybe I'm going slower than you or faster than you. Good. I'm going to be working on my last one. Good. I'm going to spin this way so y'all can see me better. Holding onto your knees is completely acceptable, or if you're feeling like you want to challenge yourself, letting go of your legs. We're going to bring our shins to the parallel if you have a ceiling above you. Good. And then we're going to slowly do our toe taps. So we tap one leg at a time. Doesn't matter which. Core strength on this one, making sure to breathe nice and deep. If you're shaking a little bit, that's okay. 1 more on each foot. Holding it for 1 more breath. Good, come on forward. We're coming back into our butterfly pose. Let's scoot back so you can see a little more of me. All right. So in our butterfly pose, we're going to do a little bit of a circle around our butterfly with our upper body. And so with butterfly, it doesn't matter how close your heels are to your hips. It doesn't even matter how high your knees are. If you're up here, that's fine. It's if you can find a position that your spine can be straight and upright, that you're not feeling hunched over. So whatever that looks like for you this morning, nice straight spine. All right, so we're going to think of our head from the aerial position. If somebody was above us looking down, and we're going to be going around with our head. So we're going to go forward, doesn't matter what direction your circle is, and do it nice and slow. And kind of experiment. If you want your feet further away from you, further away, maybe that feels better. Extending. And maybe you're clenching your teeth. If you are, have there be plenty of space between your teeth. Slow and controlled with our rolls. I even feel this in my lumbar spine and kind of on my sides right here, on my obliques. And whatever direction your circle's going, we're going to reverse our circle now and go ahead and circle in the other direction. Slow and controlled. Good. 1 more rotation. We're going to come upright. If you haven't already, or if your rolls caused your flesh to get in the way, I want you to make sure your flesh is behind you. Go ahead and grab and be on your sits bones so you can feel like you can sit up nice and tall. Good. So our chest is puffed out. Excuse me. Spine is straight. And we're going to lower our chin towards our chest. Maybe it touches, maybe it doesn't, but the whole weight of your head is able to just hang. And breathe. With every exhale, you feel yourself be able to let go and melt a little bit deeper into this pose. Keeping your straight spine, still tucking your belly button in towards your back. Rolling our left ear towards our left shoulder and glancing right back at whatever is at that eye level, still right in front of you. One more breath. Rolling chin to chest. And then slowly rolling up to the other side, right ear, right shoulder. And rolling chin to chest. Then your head becomes that slow moving pendulum. You swing left, center, right, center, at your own pace. Whatever your neck and shoulders need. If you want to linger on one side, you're welcome to. And we're going to go back to the center, chin to chest. Rolling up nice and tall. Good. We're going to do the same exercise we did when we were laying down. We were in butterfly and we looked towards our left. So we're going to look towards our left again. Chin is hopefully over your shoulder. Chest nice and puffed out. Belly button tucked in. And breathe. Release back to the center and over to your right. Stay nice and tall. Good. Exhale back to the center. Good. Do a couple good scrunches, a little roll back. And then we're going to roll forward. Good. And then we're going to do our log stacker pose. And so with log stacker, I'm going to take my left leg. That's going to be the bottom log. I'm going to pick up my right leg. And with my left leg on the ground, I'm going to check out to make sure that my shin is parallel to the top edge of my mat. Okay, and then we're going to take our right leg or our right log, and we're just going to rock it back and forth. Getting a little bit of mobility in our hip joint. So as you're rocking your hips, I'm going to give you a little word picture, or actually just a picture. Your hip joint is a ball hip joint. So if you think about, this is the ball, this is your hip, and it rotates. That's what we're doing right now. We are manually rotating our ball joint. So now I want you to imagine that your knee has a little pencil sticking out of it. I always imagine like a little golf pencil. And you were going to draw a circle with our pencil. So we're going to draw a big circle. Maybe your knee and your hip alignments, your mobility will only let you draw a little circle. That's okay. Try to draw a circle with your knee. Whatever direction you're going, one more circle. And then we're going to circle in the opposite direction with our knee. Big or little, however much mobility you have in your hips, let's circle around. Good. Now we've kind of warmed up, we've kind of lubricated that hip ball joint. We're going to plant our ankle on top of our left knee. If you have any other props around you, if you have a pillow or something, you're welcome to use it. If there's a void here, whatever you do, don't push on that void, right? So my first trick is always to tell you to take your glute and pull it back. Sometimes when your glutes are in the way, it gives you space to stack. Not everybody's stack will look like mine, and that is fine. But I want you to make sure if you have that void, kind of respect that void. Don't push it down, okay? For some, when you're upright, this is really intense, and that's okay. You don't have to go anywhere else. If you need more, and only if you need more, you can start to walk forward. Because for some of us, you don't feel the stretch until you come forward. Good. And then you just come forward if you need to, as far forward as you need. If you need to stay upright because it goes from feeling new and weird to painful, that's fine too. So we're going to be here for 4 more breaths. Upright, forward, whatever you need. 4 more breaths, nice and slow. One last breath in and out. We're going to slowly, slowly walk on it. Good. We're going to switch legs. So our right leg becomes our bottom log. Remember, the log is parallel to the top edge of your mat. And then we're going to start rocking our left log. And do not be concerned if one side of log stacker feels a lot different than another. That's very, very common. Now you just know which side you need to give a little extra attention to. So we're going to do our circles with our knees. Doesn't matter what direction you start with. Nice big circles, maybe little circles, whatever your knee and your hip will let you do. And then we're going to reverse our circle in the other direction. All right, we're going to take our ankle to our knee, move back the flesh, and if you have a void there, that's okay. If knee and ankle, ankle and knee are not making it happen this morning, that's okay. We're going to stay upright. If that's what you need to do to honor your body, or if you need more, go ahead and walk forward. 5 breaths total. And if you are walking forward, I know I'm looking up to see the camera, but you guys can just let your head just hang down. While we're in this pose, I will say that this is an excellent, excellent pose if you are a bike rider or you're a runner. Those are the two that I usually get the most feedback from. It's an uncomfortable pose a lot of times for bikers and for runners to start with, but then really becomes key to letting them release what they need to release with all those muscles firing. One more breath in and out. You're going to slowly rise back up. Good. All right, I'm going to get the kinks out here. Sit in whatever comfortable seated position, cross-legged, whateger leg in front, doesn't matter. We're going to rest our lower body for just a few and work on our upper body. So prayer, hands at heart center. And we're going to inhale nice and tall up. Steeple fingers pointing up. Inhale. Exhale, then open it to a wide V. And let our shoulders sink down into those pockets. Good. We'll do that again. Hands come down. Good. Hands at heart center. Inhale, tall. Exhale, wide V. And come on down. Good. All right. So we're going to start a little bit something new. I think most of you have all, I think all of you have all taken classes from me before, but I'm incorporating what we've done before and turning it into a seated flow. So your heart rate might get up just a little bit, but we're going to be seated during this portion of the class. All right, so we're going to bring our legs out in front of us. Bring your glutes behind you. You're behind, your flesh is behind you. Good. So we're going to do a strap series, and then we're going to do the same series without the strap. So go ahead and have the strap handy first. Go ahead and lasso your feet, sitting up nice and tall. And if you think about it, right now we're in the same position that we were when we were in that waterfall pose on our back. But we weren't considering or worrying about our spine being straight before. Now, that's your challenge. So we're going to keep our spine nice and straight. Instead of moving our legs towards us, we're going to move our upper body towards our legs, keeping your spine straight. I know you won't be able to go as deep as you normally can if you arch your back, but right now, we're going to keep it nice and straight. Go down as far as is comfortable. When we keep our back straight, it really focuses in on our hamstrings, the back of our knees, our calves. One more breath. Now, however low you are, I want you to go ahead and arch, roll your back, come a little bit deeper. Maybe for you, your goal is to touch your toes. Maybe you're past your toes and you want to touch the outsides of your arches. Or maybe your next goal is to touch the outside and hold on to the outside of your heels. Wherever you are, 2 more breaths. Slowly rise up and rise up. Good. We're going to take our right leg bent And our left leg is out in front, nice and straight. Again, first part of the series is going to be with a strap, and then if the strap's just kind of extraneous and you don't want to use it, you can definitely let it go. Inhaling nice and tall, our alignment is forehead and belly button facing towards your big toe. Inhale. And exhale, come on down, forward fold. Again, if the strap is in your way, that's okay. If you know you can touch your toes, that can just be what you use as a prop. Your own body can be your prop. 3 more breaths here. Last one, in and out. Slowly rising up, and up, and up. Good. Straps, if you're using them, both go in your left hand. You're going to let go with your right, and belly button goes about 25 degrees to your right. Good. Inhale nice and tall. Exhaling your left ear towards your left knee. Come on over. And breathe. One more breath. Feeling your side body open. Good. Use your inhale to rise up. All right, we're going to switch legs. So we're coming in right leg straight, left leg bent, belly button, forehead in the same line as your big toe. Inhale nice and tall. Exhale, hinge forward. Forehead is steering towards your knee. We're here for 4 breaths. And as always, use your exhale to your advantage. That's your secret weapon. Every time you exhale, your body softens just a little bit. Helps you to get a little more mobility, a little deeper. One more breath, in and out. You slowly rise up, and up, and up. Good. Strap ends in your right hand. Belly button turns about 25 degrees to your left. Left hand up, inhale tall. Exhaling your right ear towards your right knee. Keeping your shoulder open so you're looking at the ceiling, kind of under your armpit. One more breath. Use your inhale, rise up. All right, so we're going to let go of our strap for this next little series. And one of the things I love about that whole side angle, opening up your intercostal muscles, is it's so energizing. It's so good to do for the morning. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring our left leg out in front again like we had before. And then your belly button is in the same line as your big toe. But we're going to take our big toes and we're going to just go a little bit wider. Okay? So your big toe is still in line with the front, whatever is at 12 o'clock, but your foot's a little further out. Good. That's the only adjustment we're going to do. All right. So this time we're going to start a little bit of a flow in a seated position. So what we're going to do is we're going to come to hands at heart center. Good. We inhale up. Shoulders in your pockets. And then we reverse. So we go back up and prayer hands down. We're going to do that a few times to get used to it. So inhale up. Wide V, shoulders in your pockets. Back steeple fingers up. And as you exhale, prayer hands to the center. This time we'll go a little higher up. If you can reach taller, slide V, taller, and prayer hands down. All right, so we're going to do a little bit of what we've done. If you're lost, we can catch up. I'm going to go slow. So we're going to start to move our left hand to our shin and our right hand rainbows over. We exhale. Use your inhale to come up. Plant your right hand down and rainbow with your left. Maybe even your right elbow comes to the ground. Good. Back to center. Left hand, left shin. Come over. You're always inhaling when you're rising up. And go ahead and come over with your left hand. And you can be in pace with yourself. You don't have to be right along with me. Whenever you're rising up, you're inhaling. Good, come back to center. All right, same motion, but we're adding our mermaid hips. And we've done mermaid, I think, on a Zoom. I think if you've taken any of my other classes, you've definitely done mermaid pose. So I'm gonna show you what mermaid pose looks like. So mermaid pose would be using your right hand, or in some cases, if you feel like your wrists aren't feeling strong today, it could be your right fist. And then you think about where your hip bones are. The wall that is right in front of you is the wall that you want to shine your hip bones towards. So I'll show you what it looks like. Your right hand is either at your palm or at your fist, and then you use your left arm. You know how I always say rainbow? You're gonna rainbow your arm up, and you're lifting your hip, so you're shining your hip bones to the wall in front of you. And you use your glutes to really squeeze your hips forward, and then you come down. And we'll do a couple of those together. So we inhale up, push, 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 push your hips. And exhale, glutes come back to the ground. Good. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add the mermaid into our little bit of a flow. All right, so left hand, left shin. Inhale, right arm, rainbows over. Inhale when you rise up. Mermaid forward. Come on down. And right arm rainbows over. And again, you don't have to be in pace with me. Just inhale when you're coming up. Exhale when you're coming back down. And maybe you need to linger. Maybe one side just feels so good that you want to stay in it for an extra breath, and that's okay. And meet me back in a seated pose when you're ready. Good. We're going to switch sides. So our right leg comes out. Remember, our belly buttons, our legs aren't belly buttons in line. We're going to go a little bit wider. Okay. All right. So starting with your right hand, right shin, left hand to the sky. Inhale tall. Rainbow over. And then your left hand becomes your stability and you rainbow, and then left hand is your support. Right hand comes up. Good. And if you have your left and your right mixed up, that's okay. Good, and just breathe. Such a good morning starter. Push your pelvis towards that wall in front of you, really opening up your hips. And we'll do about 2 more of each. Good. And then meet me in a nice seated position, crossing your legs, whatever is a comfortable seated position for you. Good. We're going to let our heart rate come back down a little bit. So we want our shoulders to be melted away from our ears. Your hands can just be rested in your lap. And we're going to lower our chin down towards our chest. Again, the weight just hangs. gonna rise back up with your gaze. Good. This time going back. Create a little shelf here by squeezing your shoulders and create a shelf for your head. And then as you're squeezing, your head is higher up, but if you let go of your squeeze, you'll lower your head back, nice and controlled, and breathe. And then if you want to come back up, you squeeze your shoulders again. And we're going to do a couple roll back strokes, if you will, forward strokes. Good. We're going to interlace our fingers and palms towards the wall in front of you, and then palms up to the sky. If that feels good on your shoulders and your neck. And breathe. Good. And let it go. All right. One more seated before we get up. So we're going to end up doing a little bit of a twist. And I know this class started at 8, but if you ate a heavy breakfast this morning, you're going to want to twist a little less deep. When I say deeper still or deep as you can, maybe don't twist quite as deep, but you can completely do this if you eat before this class. All right, so we're going to bring we had our right leg out, so we're going to start with our left leg. So left leg is out. Same position we were in for the mermaid. Good. All right, hands at heart center. This is a lot of core as well. So we're going to always be thinking about where's our belly button pointing. So we're going to start our belly button at our big toe. Good. You're going to inhale your hands up. Rotate your belly button, and I want your left hand to land on your right knee. Steer into a twist. Hands come back up. They meet at prayer, and belly button steers towards big toe. So always be thinking where your belly button's pointing. All right, so we're going to twist up. Left hand to your right knee, twist. Inhale, belly button comes back to your pointer, to your big toe. We'll do that a few times in your own timing. Exhale when you're twisting. Belly button steers. You can just feel kind of like your girdle. It's like you're wearing an invisible girdle. And the more that you tie your belly button in towards your spinal column, you're tightening that girdle. 2 more. Twist and exhale. Belly button. Good. We're going to do the other leg. Go ahead and switch. Right leg comes out, left leg comes in. Prayer hands, belly button at your right big toe. Good. Inhale up. Right hand to your left knee and twist. Exhale. Inhale. Belly button steers to your big toe. Good. Continue with your breath. Keep going. Getting some internal body warmth, I know. Last one. Good. Come to a seated position that's comfortable for you. And we're going to roll our seated position into a child's pose. So come forward. Wide knees will get you a deeper child's pose. Knees together is more of a gentle child's pose. So whatever your body needs, separated or together, go ahead and melt down. Forehead to the mat. And just breathe here. We have 4 breaths. You have plenty of time to relax. One more breath in and out. We're going to rise up and rise up. All right. To get to our feet, we're going to slowly start to walk our hands tabletop. Good. cat and cow. Back to tabletop, tuck our toes under, and go ahead and meet me in your down dog. And we're gonna pedal it out, walk your dog. If you're feeling pretty even, pretty balanced, you don't need to walk your dog. You can definitely keep your knees nice and straight. Elbows are straight, and just be that upside down letter V, nice and strong, and breathe. If your kneecaps are tight, loosen them up, let them go. Plenty of space between your teeth. One more breath here. I'm gonna glance up at our hands, hop, skip, or jump your feet up to your hands for a forward fold, and just relax down into the forward fold. Your upper body is just like a rag doll, nice and loose. One more breath. From your forward fold, we're going to lift that half up. Inhale. Straight spine. Good. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees so your elbows and your thighs are touching. Nice, healthy bend. Airplane arms come out. Head peeks up first. Reverse Klondike. So after your head, then your whole body comes up. Inhale, nice and tall. Steeple fingers pointing out. Good. We're going to exhale over to one side. Doesn't matter which. Good. Inhale, tall. Exhale to the other side. Inhale up. Open up wide V. Shoulders in your pocket. Good. And then come into anti-pose. I'm going to turn around. Anti-pose. If this is too intense for you to have your hands completely elbows straight and hands interlaced, you can just hold onto a wrist. This is going to give you a lot more of a stretch, but sometimes our shoulder mobility is just not there yet. So we're going to breathe. One more in and out. Good, shake it out. All right, so our lower body's gotten a little bit, so we're gonna give that a rest and we're gonna work on our upper body. So we're gonna come out to airplane arms, and I know some of you have done this one before. We're not gonna do it the same way we normally do it, but it's gonna be a little challenging still. So we're gonna tiny, tiny, tiny circles, and the circles are facing the front. So tiny circles going this way. Good. And it's about the circumference of a golf ball. That's usually what I start with. So tiny circumference doesn't mean you go fast, so nice and slow. Good. And then we're going to freeze, and we're going to go halfway down and a little further, halfway up, and back to airplane, and tiny little. Good. So I had somebody ask me if they wanted to make my class a little more of an intermediate class, how would they do that? My first answer is you can hold every pose for longer. But my other is you can use light hand weights. So if you had 2 or 4 pound hand weights, you could definitely do this one with 2 or 4 pound hand weights. We're going to go freeze, halfway down, a little bit further, halfway up, and back. Good. So golf balls turn into a tennis ball now. So just a little bit bigger, but still nice and slow. I want to make sure our core is supporting ourselves really strong, so your belly button is still tucked in towards your spine. And we're going to freeze, halfway up, little higher, little lower, back to airplane arms. Good. And we're going to turn this into a soccer ball now. So a little bigger, but not any faster. And when it starts to get challenging, some coping mechanisms, you can close eyes. I should be cueing, so you shouldn't even have to look at me. Or you can kind of dance your legs around a little bit. That kind of helps. We're going to freeze, halfway down, little lower, higher, back to your airplane arms. Good. And we're going to go big, so like a yoga ball or a beach ball. Nice and big, still nice and slow. Good. Good, and we're gonna freeze halfway up, a little higher, halfway down, back to your airplane. Freeze, halfway down, little lower, halfway up, back to your airplane, and you're done. Shake it out. We're gonna stretch out what we worked out. So we're gonna bring our arms out and bear hug. Doesn't matter what arm is on top, but when you get to your bear hug, I want you to try to walk your hands closer to your shoulder blades. Get that nice tight hug and breathe. Good, let it out, shake it out. We're gonna bear hug with the other elbow on top. Bear hug it out and hold on and breathe. Good, and let it go, shake it out. All right, so in a standing position, we're gonna do a little bit of a standing. It's core and it's also for our balance. And so if you have a really squishy mat or if you have carpet, give yourself some grace because the softer your surface is, the harder your balance is to keep. All right, so we're gonna take all of our weight onto our left foot and we kind of find the 4 points of your foot if you're familiar with when I teach about that. And our right leg isn't touching the ground, it's just barely floating above the ground. And your left arm is out. Good. We're gonna be steering our body parts, left elbow to your right knee. They don't need to touch, but that's where we're steering them, keeping our body upright. We're not gonna hunch forward, okay? So we inhale nice and tall and exhale towards the center. And then come out. Now more of a balance challenge, your leg stays out further. Maybe you're touching onto the ground every time. It's up to you. Good. Nice and slow and controlled. Good. Keeping your belly button tucked in. And you exhale every time you come to your center body. Good. One more. And come down. And now your left hip kind of feels like it needs a little something. You can stand upright and then push your left hip as far to the left as you can. And then stand up. And then you can do it again. Kind of push your left hip out and then stand up. All right, same thing on the other side. So the 4 points of your feet on the right hand, on the right foot. Good. And then the left leg out. Now I know it's hard because you can't see my legs completely, but you can keep your left leg on the ground the whole time. You're gonna be pointing your toe. Right arm extends out, feeling nice and tall. Inhale. Exhale, elbow to knee. And then come out. 4 more. Trying to stay upright, don't fall forward. And you know what? If you fall, you just come back. That's okay. Last one. And calm down. And then kind of give that right leg a little bit of push. And then push. Good. We're going to turn to the side. We're going to bring our knees nice and bent. Our airplane arms come out. We're going to do a swan dive down, which means our chest comes first and our head comes down last. And find your forward fold. And just let your upper body just ragdoll. Half up, glance up, inhale. Exhale, come on down, forward fold. Rest in your forward fold. One more breath in and out. From your forward fold, you're going to go ahead and plant your hands down, hop, skip, or jump to your plank position. And this is our only plank of the morning, so we're going to keep it nice and strong. One more breath. Chaturanga, lower down. Forehead to the mat, inhale. And exhale into our press up position, releasing your glutes nice and loose, shoulders away from your ears. Good, and then come up to tabletop position. We're gonna crisscross our legs behind us, and we're gonna take our resting pose. So whatever is most relaxing to you, I know some people like our resting pose. In butterfly position, that is welcome. You wanna have your legs out completely, even wider than your hip width. We're gonna check in from head to toe. Eyes can be open or closed. Shoulders walk down and away from your ears. Fingertips curl in naturally. Big inhales through your nose, belly expands. Exhales just fall out of your mouth. Knees fall open, toes fall open. Just continue to breathe at whatever pace is most relaxing to you. As we relax and breathe, I just want to compliment each and every one of you for taking the time to do something that is so good for your body, so good for your mental health, your physical health, your immune system. I'm very thankful, and your body is very thankful as well. We'll start to wiggle our fingers and our toes. And when you're ready, go ahead and roll to your right side. Curl up in your fetal position. And then go ahead and roll up to a seated pose. Just a reminder for your Wednesday to take with you, and since we're in our homes by ourselves, feel free to repeat after me. You are stronger than you think you are. You're more talented than you know, and you're loved beyond belief. Thank you for coming out this morning. And if you have any questions, you're welcome to turn off your mute buttons. I'll hang out for about another minute, and I hope to see you next Wednesday at 8. I'm going to unmute everybody just to make it easy on you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mia. Thanks for coming out this morning. Thanks for coming to your house this morning.
No problem. Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too.
Namaste, Taylor. This is Karen.
Thank you. Thank you, Karen. Hope you feel good today.
Oh, I feel great now. Thank you.
Oh,
Hope you
good. Good, good. You have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right. Well, if there's no questions, I will go ahead and end the meeting. Thank you, ladies. I hope to see you again next Wednesday. And check out the other classes that PureFit has too. We have really good classes, boot camp classes, ab classes, Pilates classes,